Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel and the Lucky Stars community. Let's start here with your money career reading for the week of January 13th through the 19th. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so today, or as of the day of recording this, it is Friday the 13th. I have to say that Friday the 13th is one of my favorite days of the year or of the calendar when they come up. It's such an auspicious date. It's not a date that happens all the time. And we really get to decide whether we think it's going to be a lucky day or a day full of bad luck. If you've seen the community tab, you probably know what I'm talking about. For me, it is very auspicious. And for my family, for my children, that is what we have tuned into. Why tune into this idea or this belief or this feeling, this, omen, I guess, for some, that it is bad or bad luck or bad things happen when you can tune into all of the beauty and the good things and the lucky things that can happen, because you get what you believe, right? Whether you think it's lucky or unlucky or not, wherever you fall on that spectrum is what is true for you. So interesting. Hopefully you guys, well, however you see it, it's up to you. It's up to you. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and see what is coming in for you this week, Aquarius, and money and career. Gorgeous. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. So you have the first card in is fogged in. Go slow, take time. So some of you have been feeling potentially a little bit behind is what I'm getting. Like some of you feel like you should be further along as far as money and career go. And you feel as if they're, other people and they're farther along and this is where I should be, or I should have, this title as far as a job goes, or I should have this much money, or I should have been able to buy this or invest in that or do this or travel there, what have you. And Spirit is saying slow your roll, slow down a bit, right? Slow down, go slow, take the time. Everybody progresses at their own rate. Excuse me. I know that there are lots of things that come through that say by this time you should this, and by that time you should that. And, why should on yourself? We all have different journeys. We all have different paths. Sometimes we decide to go on one path and then later on, or a few years down the road, we decide to go down another path. You are where you are meant to be. Don't get yourself in this place where you feel like you're unclear about things. And if you are, go ahead and seek out or search for that clarity, whatever that may be for you. But you're where you're meant to be. So allow yourself, go slow, take the time that it is for you to get to the space that you are meant to be. I know of several people who have, really, really had beautiful, amazing lives, done beautiful things, had, beautiful careers, bought beautiful houses, cars, done beautiful travel. And at some point, even for some later on in life, chose to go back and follow their heart, chose to go back and do what actually was nigging or nuggling or pulling at them, right? Hopefully you get what I'm putting out there. And they chose to let all of that go and begin again in a way that it actually feeds their soul, okay? So everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different path. Spirit is coming through here saying you're not behind. You're not behind. You are where you are meant to be, okay? Let yourself go at the pace you're meant to go. Don't get too ahead of yourself or, in this place of comparing yourself, or comparisonitis is the word that Spirit's putting through here, because that can bring about some very foggy ideas, some foggy feelings, some lack of clarity, and just a bunch of unsettled feelings as far as money and career go, but as far as life in general goes, okay? So, what do we need to know about that? Look at basically what I just talked about. You have the Ace of Swords and the Death card or rebirth, right? With that Ace of Swords energy, when you get yourself into that energy of really feeling as if you're not where you're supposed to be, or as if, you're fogged in, or there's no movement, you just been in this place for years after year after year, and you're just kind of stuck, and yet everybody else is moving, and right, that's the dialogue that's coming through in a stream in my consciousness at this point, that Spirit is directing for you, Aquarius, that this is a kind of a dialogue or a conversation that many of you may have been having or maybe having within yourself, even and or even within partnerships or relationships, that's coming through, and you've been feeling that way. And when you get into that place, you can really shut off any kind of stimulating thought or any other ideas or anything that can really create that clarity or focus in on what it is that you're working towards, right? Just because for some of you, you feel like you're not where you're meant to be, that doesn't mean that you're not still on track, okay? You are on the right path. That's what keeps coming through here, even with that dialogue just kind of going. It's like the stream of consciousness that is just flowing, 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 that I'm not where I'm meant to be. I'm not, that is just flowing through my mind at this time. And so some of you are really thinking irrationally. You're not thinking rationally. You're thinking that, I should be further, I should be this, I should be, and you just keep knocking yourself down in that time, which is taking some of your confidence as far as money and career go, which is taking some of your excitement, some of the successes and achievements that you have already accomplished are not being celebrated because you are in the space of, well, I'm not there yet. I'm not where I should be. I'm behind. I should be further along, right? So you're kind of cutting off all of the stuff. You're making very emotional decisions, and you're not in the space where you're, looking towards that growth, but also that clarity. So your spirit is coming through saying you are right where you are meant to be, Aquarius. You are right on track. You are right on path. Just because somebody else may be in a different position and you feel like you should be there as well doesn't mean that that is true. So really, allow yourself to be in a joyful, grateful heart for where you are at. Oftentimes when we feel like we're struggling, which is what is coming through for you in money career this week, Aquarius, that you're feeling like you're not far enough, it's because you're too focused on yourself and not focused on maybe what you could be giving or how you could be, coming out of this fog, gaining clarity. You're focused on kind of this me aspect, and it's not becoming of you, but it's also not assisting you in any way, okay? It's not assisting you in any way. It's not bringing that movement. It's not bringing that financial gain. It's not bringing that shift because you're stuck, you're fogged in, you're clouded in, you've got all this streaming like conversation and crap, basically, for lack of a better word, and it's just keeping you stuck in that place. Okay, so there's no way for movement. But if you can get yourself into a grateful heart, into a grateful state, into a state where you know or understand, at least this message comes through, that you are in a position or in the right position for where you're meant to be. Everybody has their own path, their own journey, their own kind of way of reaching a destination, and sometimes that destination is different. Your learnings, your lessons, everything is different than somebody else. So putting yourself in that position or in that place where you are, feeling as if you are competing with them or comparing yourself in your journey with them, and you feel like you're back behind, that is what is creating that stumble for you. That is what is creating those blocks for you, okay? So with the Death card here, this is really, some of you really are just feeling unfulfilled with what it is you're doing. So there's a transition. There's something to leave behind, leaving behind that idea of me, and feeling as if you're struggling, and you're struggling because you're more focused on yourself instead of focused on, or you're focused on competition with other people, that sort of thing, that struggle. This is transitioning out of it. Once you transition out of that and you focus more on kind of what you could give, or the lessons that you have learned and how you can use those experiences to gain that clarity, to get you out of that fogged in state, that is where the magic is going to happen, okay? But as long as you're in this place, there's that potential that you're going to have losses. There's going to be career loss, job loss, financial loss, that death, until you can transition your thinking, your dialogue, the way that you're coming at things as far as money and career, but life in general goes. You're going to, unfortunately, it's coming through, continue to suffer with this fogged in, or this comparisonitis, not feeling like you're where you should be, or feeling like you're behind, just because you're holding on to that and not letting that die away for a transition to come through, where you can get out of that space of me, and move more into a space of where potentially you could be a mentor. Potentially you have a lot of learnings and information that you could share with a coworker or an employee, another employee, and or it is time for you just to transition into a different position, or a different job, a different career that will assist you in feeling more fulfilled. There's a lot going on during this time, Aquarius. It is a very auspicious time. There's a lot of energy coming through. The focus is not on you, even though that is what it feels like it's coming through, because that focus on yourself is what is keeping you in this place of feeling as if you're struggled. So transition out of that, get out of that, and move into the space of giving, okay? Of giving. And then you also have the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So that Knight of Swords energy is coming through here strong, with that energy of using your resources, using what you have, using the learnings, the lessons. We've already talked about that, to really getting you into the space of getting things done. Focus on what it is that you're wanting, okay? Not where you feel like you're lacking. Some of you really feel like you're lacking, like you're behind. Focus on what you're wanting and make big moves, either big career moves, big financial moves. And, when you get into that headspace, when you transition, when you let what isn't working die away, that fogged in energy, and you opt for that clarity and that rebirth, that transition, it's going to begin to come through. The answers are going to be coming through. You're going to be able to begin to see that you can focus differently and more efficiently as far as money and career go, and you can make big moves, okay? Once you focus in a different way, focus on the financial goals, focus on taking the actions, focus on the job, and move the focus out of you, or that struggle energy. Move the focus out, okay? We get in that struggle energy because we're too focused on ourselves. So focus on the goals, focus on the big moves, focus on the efficiency, focus on moving towards what it is you want, focus on getting things done, focus on really having those goals and taking that action towards them, okay? That's what the Knight of Swords is here for. This is giving you a blueprint of sorts, Aquarius, to move into what it is that you want. Transition from that, and to do that, shift your focus. And what's going to happen is that Nine of Cups energy, this is a wish fulfilled, moving out of that fogged in or stagnant energy, feeling as if you're behind or not where you're meant to be, and not really understanding that you're just right on track, because everybody's path, everybody's journey, whether it has to do with money and career or life in general, is different. It is different. It's meant to be different. You have different experiences, you have different lessons, you have different people, different events, all the different things, right? Sometimes that line for some people, or we think that it's supposed to be straight across, and yet it goes this way, right? It everybody's path is different, and you are no different, Aquarius. And so that Nine of Cups is coming in here with this wish fulfilled, with this satisfaction, with feeling that recognition as a employee, as a breadwinner. I don't know why that's coming through. That's going to make sense to somebody. As a breadwinner, coming through here for, you know, this is having that respect, having that abundant mindset, having that feeling of security, having that feeling of knowing, right, that this is where you're meant to be in whatever way that that is, but not, you know, not having that energy, letting that energy die of that struggle, that me, but, and having, you know, shifting that focus, having that shift of focus that really moves you into this energy of the wish fulfilled, having all of the things kind of fall into place, not because, right, not because you're behind or not because, but because you stopped focusing on the me and the struggle, and you shifted your focus into what it is that you could be doing, you into efficiency, into making big moves, into doing the things that led to that wish fulfillment. So you've got this energy around you of action this week, stepping out of that victim mentality for some of you, or feeling stuck or feeling behind, and really making a shift towards what it is that you want instead of just staying and being unhappy and complaining. Okay, so there is a wish fulfillment coming in, Aquarius. This is kind of your blueprint on how to get here. Spirit is bringing through, but you got to really focus and pay attention to kind of that streaming consciousness or that thought that's been going through, because that is devastating you. It's not getting you nowhere, and it's keeping you fogged in. So, you know, slow down, take the time, and realize that that is what is creating this energy or the stuck feeling, and that as you let that die away and you transition, that whole new energy, refocus and pay attention, comes through with wish fulfillment, as far as money and career go. When we get stagnant or stuck in those places, or complacent, or feel like we're not where we're meant to be, then we can stay there because we don't have that clarity. That is what is meant to come through for you during this time, Aquarius, is that clarity, and you are the one that gets to come across it. You get to have that wish fulfilled because you get to shift your focus. All right, I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit the like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new reading. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.